Okay, I just wanted to make a quick video that gave a rundown of the latest updates. These updates have been live on Lesson Launchpad for the last few days. But if you haven't seen them, here's a quick video going over them. So first of all, the randomizer got several updates. Most of these were requested by users. Um, so first of all, one that I didn't list but is there in the past in your roster, if you use these descriptors, if you had a descriptor for most of the students, but some of the students didn't have anything listed, those students actually wouldn't be included. So that was a little small bug. So now we have this unlabeled checkbox where you can either include those unlabeled students or not include them. So that's a new update. You'll also see over here on the options that you have two new options. You have an exclude names option. So like if a student is absent that day and you want to make sure they don't get selected or get paired in a group, you can just unselect them. This resets every day at midnight. So you can do that. The group rules when making groups and pairs of groups or whatever, you can exclude students so they never get grouped together or they always get grouped together. So if we know that Cassie and Michael cannot be grouped together because they flirt too much, then we can make it to where they never get paired together in the same group. So that's that. Then the final update, this remove after selection, it's always been there, but now it persists until you refresh your list. So if you want to pick a random student each day and still have that list exclude the student the next day when you go to pick a random student, those students will once again they'll be removed from the list until you refresh the list. It used to just refresh automatically when you close the randomizer. Now it'll stay. So those are the randomizer updates. Multi-box. This has also been highly requested. So I've just created a little two text editor multi-box here. Some people don't even know you can edit the multi-box at all, but you do that. See, you've got the two little blue buttons that pop up for each of these boxes, but you also have this darker blue button that controls the entire multi-box. So if you click this, you'll see this new button here, and if you open that, you'll see some of this you could already do, but some of it is new. So like you can change the order of the boxes. So if you want the top box on bottom, you just click the down button. This button right here will remove the box from the multi-box and just make it a full-size box on your screen. So if you want to pop it out of the multi-box but still have it, you can do that. Obviously, you can click this button to delete one of the multi-boxes. As long as you only have two boxes in your multi-box, you can add a new box, which just looks like this. You can either add a blank one of these boxes, just a regular box, or you can use one of your templates. Or you can add a box from storage. So this is new. You click this, and then you can see all of your boxes here for this class, and then you can just click the select button to pick one that you want to add to this multi-box. You can also narrow this down. This is also new. I didn't put it on the list, but this is just a way to kind of help aggregate what boxes you're actually looking at. So if you know you're looking for a text editor box, you can select that, and you'll see now these are just text editor boxes. If you're looking for a Canva box, you've got your two Canva boxes. By the way, you can always click this view preview button right here, and looks like I don't even have a Canva link in for this Canva box, which is why it was showing up blank. But that's a quick way to see what you're actually trying to select there. So yeah, I think that's all of the updates to the multi-box. Let me go ahead and add a countdown box to this, so that way you can see here in just a second the updates to that. So we'll add that, close that. Lovely. All right, so the countdown box, you'll see I added new functionality to exclude specific days from the countdown and added a few more customization options. So if we open this up here, you'll see now you can select what this is going to say. So you can have it say days, classes, rehearsals, practices. By the way, if there's something you want me to add to this, send me an email. I can very easily do that. So we'll say days until and then whatever. All this is the same except this new button over here, exclude days. This makes a lot of sense, especially right now because a lot of you are going to be out next week for specific days for Thanksgiving. So you can very easily say you're going to be out of school next Wednesday through Friday. So we're going to add those days. And now these days will be excluded from your countdown. So I haven't set all this up to show that, but that is that. Very highly requested, so that is now in. In settings, there are several new updates. Let me toggle this off so we can see everything better. I added a toggle to show or hide the no content alert on the present screen. So for example, if I go to tomorrow, by default, there will be an alert here. So let me just go ahead and demonstrate that. This is on by default, so I'm going to save that. And now if I go back to that class, you'll see we see this. And you see permanently hide this alert by turning off show no content alert in settings. So go to settings, turn this off, click save, and when you come back, you'll see that now this is just a blank, empty screen. So if you want it to look like that, great, you can do that. It's on by default because not all users understand how active dates work and all that, so it's important to let them know. But if you know how all that works, then you can turn that alert off. So let me go back to my list here. Add a button to clear the local automation state. So this, first of all, if you're having any automations that are like randomly popping up and you can't figure out why, I think it may be related to your local automation state. And basically what that means is to kind of keep track of what all's going on in terms of automations, reminders, auto music, all of that. Some stuff is stored locally on your, basically in your browser. And so I think there may be an issue where some of that is getting off. I think I fixed it, but I'm not sure. I went ahead and added this button just in case. If you're having that issue, click this clear button. It's not going to hurt anything. But if you do see that things are behaving not as expected, that could be why. Not guaranteed. And I would say it's probably only in a few, 5% of cases. But once again, you can try it. Click that, see if it makes it better. If it does make it better, email me, let me know, because I am curious. But I just went ahead and added that because I thought it may be useful. So we'll see. In the clock, I added a 24-hour option, so I'll just open up the clock widget by pressing my C key there. That's the hotkey for the clock. You can also access this if you have the clock showing on a class. You can just click the little pencil button up there next to it and get these same options. All of this is the same, except now you can choose to go between either the 24-hour option or the 12-hour option. Depending on what language you've picked. English is set to a default of 12-hour. The other ones are set to default to 24-hour. But you can choose to set it to be whatever you want it to be. So that's that. Bug or other general fixes. Auto cycle advance wasn't working effectively due to a bug. So basically, there was a time zone issue where... yeah, it's a little complicated, but auto cycle advance wasn't working effectively for those of you with a cycle-based schedule. So if you have yes selected right here and all these other options, this thing wasn't working quite right. So I fixed that. If you've got this set to no right here, you don't have to worry about that fix. It doesn't apply to you. Turn on off automations. So for auto music, turning off the automations. It turned off all the automations except auto music. Now that has been corrected. And then this is a little bit complicated, but basically the browser automatically blocks attempts to start media from inactive tabs. And because otherwise, websites would probably be very annoying with trying to get you to return to their website by suddenly starting an ad in the middle while you're on a completely different page. That could be abused in so many ways. Lesson Launchpad tries to use that, it uses it in a very ethical manner. However, browsers don't care. And so basically, the way auto music works, it won't play a YouTube video from an inactive tab. And the reason the alarms work from an inactive tab is because that's not a YouTube video. It's a different type of browser element. A little bit complicated, but basically, auto music won't work if the Lesson Launchpad tab is not active on your screen when that auto music segment triggers. So what I've done is I've added a little notification that pops up that just tells you, hey, this is why this isn't working. If you return to the Lesson Launchpad tab while a music segment should be playing, then it will start up from, and play for however long it was supposed to play to begin with. That's not, I didn't say that right. It will play for however much time would have been remaining on that segment. So if you return to the tab 2 minutes into a 5-minute segment, it'll play for 3 minutes. That is the final update. So yeah, hopefully this video wasn't too long. If you made it with me to the end, congratulations. But yeah, those are the new updates. If you have any ideas or requests or bugs, whatever, please feel free to email me, michael@lessonlaunchpad.com, and I will try to make Lesson Launchpad a better experience for you. Thanks for watching.